I'm Michelle, and I went to Mexico in winter. I was there alone for about 2 weeks, and then I was there with my friends for about a week, and it has been definitely an amazing experience. I'm really thankful for the trip and I really like the place. I like all 5 cities that I have toured around, and I definitely want to return to Mexico later to explore different cities, different cultures in Mexico, and also probably go back to those 5 cities that I have been to. I feel like I don't have enough time to explore um, a lot of different amazing things in the city. Even I have been there for a relatively long time. So the 5 cities that I have been to are Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Cancun, and then Mexico City and Guanajuato. So first day I arrived at Cancun and I took the shuttle to Tulum. And my official first day, or my second day of the trip, I went to Chichen Itza, Valladolid, and I don't know how to pronounce that. And also one of the cenotes. It has been a really fantastic tour. The tour guide has explained everything in great detail. He also referred to a lot of book, a lot of pictures in the book, and showing us those things. It has been truly educational and meaningful, and Chichen Itza is definitely an amazing place. It's really a great place to learn more about Maya culture. And the second day, I also went to several cenotes, so I want to see different types of cenotes because on the first day for me, I have only went to one cenote, and the second day I booked a tour which toured around like open cenotes, semi-open cenote, cave-like cenotes, and so on. And for the third day, I went to several cenotes which are good for pictures, and it was amazing too. It was at December 31st. There had not much people there on that day, probably because it's like the day before the New Year. It has been a really great experience because it's just almost like our group alone in the cenotes, trying to feeling the water, feeling the cenotes, and feel ourselves being like purified by the cenote water just before the New Year come, which is really amazing. Our group are also really nice and diverse and everything, so it's a great experience. And then on the first day of the New Year, I went to Tulum ruins. It's also a really great city of Mayan culture. It's a past city. It's really amazing. Like you can see that the Mayan people probably they also like to enjoy the great view of the ocean, and the view was so nice. The temperature was really high. But then overall it was a nice experience. And on the afternoon that day, I moved to Playa, and I arrived there by the shuttle of ABO. It's really cheap. It's really convenient. It's super quick, and they have like a lot of different time to choose. So I arrived at Playa, and I just enjoyed the food or in the all-inclusive hotel in Playa. It was nice. And then in my officially like first day in Playa del Carmen, January 2nd, I went to the Xbox 2 to like cenotes run by Chagalette. So I think we took 4 cenotes, It's more like adventure in cenotes or like for water park in cenotes and just like cenotes too. So there's like a zip line and hammerlark zip line and cliff jumping and water slides, those kind of things, and kayaking. So it's more like a water park trip in cenotes, not really like touring cenotes itself. Like we don't get much time staying in the water. Mostly we just get to the water immediately and get out immediately by the plane or similar things. And then January 3rd, I went to the water park. Stelha? I don't know how to read that exactly, but it's also one of the water park run by Chagalet. It's between Playa and Tulum, and it's a nice water park. There's a lot of different things to explore. There's also like a lot of like additional activities that are not included in the ticket. And I tried the zip line and also the sea trick. And I don't know, several other things. It was a fun experience, and I like water parks, and it's a water park which is combined with like nature view and different things. And on January 4th, I went to Chagalet, and Chagalet is it's like a amusement park or something that combined with like aquaria and then some butterfly park, a bird park, some archaeology sites, but like only a little bit. And I guess the main part is just like swimming through those underground rivers. That's like one of the major part. And to me, the most impressive things, memorable things is the performance at the end in the late evening from 7 to 9. I really like the performance which talks about the history of Mexico and also talk about different cultures in different regions of Mexico. That's also something that really make me want to explore Mexico again and again later, to explore different regions with different history, different groups of people, different cultures and everything. I just really like the performance. A lot of time, like I feel like when I think about, well, like I haven't really been to Latin America or South America before, so a lot of time I wouldn't really like think about between those between different places. Inside of Mexico, for all those different cities, regions, they have so different, really amazing cultures. But I guess, well, like for China, different regions also have like really different cultures, historical sites, and a lot of things. So I should also expect the same for Mexico. So I really want to explore Mexico again. It's so amazing. I have a lot of different things. And then also I went to explore January 5th. And explore is mostly about like zip lines and also some like underwater like underground swimming, and also just some like expedition in water, and also like rafting, those kind of things. And on January 6th, I went to Cancun. But then in the morning of January 6th, I did something which is also a lot of fun. It's underwater photography, the photo shooting in cenotes. It's so fun, and it's also like harder than I expected. It was so much hard to swim with regular clothes, with dress and etc. because this dress or jumpsuits, they were like entangled on my feet and I couldn't swim, and I feel like I'm dragged down. And it's also like heavier and everything. It was really tired, but it was also the experience of a lifetime. So even it's so tired, it definitely was, and the pictures are really beautiful, and it's amazing. I like it. So I arrived at Cancun in January 6th, and kind of just stay at the hotel. I was so tired just being to a different place every single day before, so I slept really early. I was so tired. And then on January 17th, I went to, well, Isla Mujeres. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. To the women's island. It was like a boat trip to the island, and it's mostly not about like the island itself. I feel like it's a sea trip, which are the most important parts and most enjoyable parts, because you like when you are on the boat, you can just feel like the water all in all different directions, and I like the wave just going up and down, pushing the boat. And also we have also the snorkeling in between. The sea was really salty, so it was not a really fun experience of snorkeling, because if you accidentally drank some water, you feel like it's so salty that you feel like, I don't know, like you just feel like it's not so comfortable. But then I saw some really beautiful fish. Some looks like a butterfly in water. And then went to the island. The island was also nice. It's better for swimming, because when I was at the hotel trying to swim, the waves was really strong. I couldn't really swim, and there aren't like much people swimming there. But then at the islands, the waves are much mild and it's better for swimming. And then I guess on January 8th, so where did we went? Let me think. I think on January 8th we mostly just stay in the hotel, because like it's an all-inclusive hotel and we have a really beautiful beach, so we just stay there. It's also like we wanted to like went to Chichen Itza, but then Chichen Itza was blocked. It was on a strike, so we couldn't really go anywhere. And we have thought about like probably go to like Las Coloradas, but it was a bit too far away. It was like 4 hours of drive, or like or things like that. It was a bit too far away, so we just stay at hotel mostly. And then on January 9th, we went to the X Park, X Savage, or just Savage. And then it was also like several like different zip lines and rafting, and also the speedboat, and also kayaking. It's mostly, I feel like it's about boats, but it also like a zip line, and there's also the monkey climbing. I don't know what it was called exactly, but it's just at the same part of the zip line, just high up there. So that's for January 9th. And on January 10th, so we moved to Mexico City from Cancun, and somehow the Cancun airport, it took a long time for us to check in. So I guess like next time, if you want to if you want to go from Cancun airport to somewhere else, we'll probably need to leave as much time, longer time than usual. So well, I guess for the first day I didn't really went anywhere, because we were also like kind of tired and everything. And then on the second day, so on the second day, Mexico City, we went to the hot air balloon trip to Teotihuacan. It was really amazing, I would say. It's so beautiful, and also at the same time I saw choose to stay in Teotihuacan for 3 hours to tour around the pyramids in details. It's the sun and moon period, and also it was unique there for this culture that like women. I feel like women play an important role. Women are on the like women's pyramids are on the main road. It's something that special and something that I like. It's also like the fun part of the trip is that also like when we were having breakfast, we can hearing some traditional bands playing music, and they are so devoted in playing. Even when almost everyone has left, they still keep playing, which makes me feel a little bit sorry for them. But it was so great. So basically, for the balloon, you have to get up really early. That's also like when the trip has end, even having like probably taking 10 hours overall or something. It was still pretty much early. And then in the afternoon, I just went to Zocalo, and went to Zocalo, and also went to the Kale Major, I don't know, and also like the cathedral there, and also some museum there. And it was also nice, and I met some people. I met a girl who is also traveling alone, and she's also at similar age as mine. So it was a nice experience. It's really nice, and also we went to a cafe, which we can see one of the beautiful like the art museums or something. It was really nice. It's hard to pronounce the name of those places, I guess, because I haven't really learned Spanish. And then on January 12th, I booked a trip, which is a trip that we bike through the place that the Museo Frida Kahlo was at, just like we're just biking through like the ancient town and see some cathedrals or like gossip some famous people there, and also the guide talk about the history there a bit, like before colonialism and when it was like Spanish colonial town, and also like when Mexico independence happened. And after like biking through the town, the trip also includes the entrance to Museo Frida Kahlo, and I toured around the Museo Frida Kahlo, the La Casa Azul, and it was nice. I like it, and I don't know, like I like also like the stories of Frida Kahlo. It's a nice experience. I like the place, and Frida Kahlo is definitely someone that I appreciated a lot. And on January 13th, basically I moved from Mexico City to Guanajuato, and I live at an amazing Airbnb. It's called Casa Meraki, and it has a beautiful view. It's on the same altitude of the mountain, or like the momentum Pipila, and I just kind of just enjoyed the view that day. And in the evening or late evening, on the first day, I also went to the music band of the students there, like students in University Guanajuato, and then they toured around they tour around like the alleys in Guanajuato while playing the music, telling stories, and giving some jokes and everything. So I think it's called like Callejona or like something like that. And then it was all in Spanish. I didn't understand anything, and I was probably like one of the only person who didn't understand any Spanish there. But it has a really great atmosphere. So anyone who didn't understand Spanish at all, it's so fine. Like you can still just feeling the music, feeling the games, and also feeling the alleys without understanding any Spanish. It's a really great experience. And then January 14th and 15th, I also went to several photo shooting tours. This is the city which is really colorful and it's full of music. It's also like almost all in mountains, so it's really steep. There's a lot of climbing around. Going down is kind of like you feel like it's a bit dangerous, and going up is like it's really tired. That's so beautiful. I think it's like how steep it is that you can like see the entire city in such a beautiful view. It's all flat and you can only see like the building around, but if it's like going up or going down, you can see the entire city view down the mountain or like the up the mountain. And something that is also really nice about Guanajuato is that you can go from one place to the other really quickly. It's a small town. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's probably like 6 times of my college. So people get to know each other and people can meet each other easily. And for one of the photo shooting session, the photographer also invited me to a party he held in his like Airbnb. It was amazing. It's really nice to meet a lot of people and also tasted some like wine or like that is like that only in Mexico. It was really nice experience. Like it's something that you kind of get to feel the culture of Guanajuato, and they also told you about like a lot of people came to Guanajuato as a traveler and then later fell in love with the city and stayed there long term. It was so great, it's so nice here, and also the place have also a nice rooftop with beautiful view, and I definitely like it a lot. So yeah, I went to several photo shooting in those days, and like it's to me like it's just great tools. And the city isn't really big, so I feel like I'm just repeating going to several places like again and again, but it's really nice to feel the city, to taste food there and to listen to music there. They have a lot of different traditional bands or just some bands, and then they sing traditional sounds such as whatever like interesting sounds, and they have really great restaurants, and it was just amazing. It's just some place that you really need to like feel it with some time and immerse yourself into the city. Just gives you so much happiness. And on January 16th, I left the place. I stayed to the around like I to around like Pipila or just had some lunch at some nice place, and then I left Guanajuato back to San Francisco because next day my school is going to start. My school is going to start, and my school starts in January 17th. That's why I just went back in the late evening of January 16th. So the overall trip is about like 20 days, and it's absolutely amazing experience. I truly enjoy it. I hope to go to Mexico again soon, and also I really want to tour around the other like Latin American countries. I just truly want to get to know all those different cultures, history, people, music, and everything. It has been one of the most fun experience in the life. So yeah, I guess that's basically about my tour around the Mexico, and see you later.